Hey everybody, ready for another deep dive? Today we're cracking open Sean's book, Zero Fitness Fucks.
Oh, yeah, this one was a fun read.
It really was. While I was reading it,
Yeah.
it felt like I was having a conversation with Sean himself. He's got this knack for, making fitness approachable. So I'm pumped to dig into some of his insights with you.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that stood out to me the most was how he tackles this whole nature versus nurture thing in fitness.
Right.
Like, it's not about picking sides.
It's not about that.
It's about understanding how these two forces, genetics and conditioning, how they actually work together.
Yeah. It's easy to fall into that trap of thinking, oh, I just wasn't born with those athletic genes.
Right.
Guess I'm destined to be a couch potato forever.
Yeah.
But Sean totally challenges that.
He really does. We always hear about muscle fiber types, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Sean explains how those are largely determined by, your genes. Whether you've got more of those fast twitch fibers, the ones that are good for like sprinting and jumping,
Yeah.
or those slow twitch fibers, the ones that are all about endurance.
Right.
But here's the thing, and this is where it gets really cool.
Okay.
He argues that no matter what your fiber type is, you can actually train to make those fibers like stronger and more efficient.
So it's like we're not completely
Yeah.
like locked into our genetic blueprint. We actually have the power to
Absolutely.
influence how those genes express themselves.
Exactly. And this is where conditioning comes in.
Right.
He really emphasizes that it's all the stuff we do, right? Our environment, how we train, what we eat,
Yeah.
even how well we sleep. It all plays a massive role in our fitness journey.
Okay. So genetics lays the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Conditioning is how we build on top of that foundation.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though, how does Sean address those people who just seem to have it all? Like the ones with those crazy good genes who can eat whatever they want and still look
Wow.
like, Greek statues.
He actually tells this great story about a guy he knew.
Yeah.
Right. This guy, super genetically gifted, naturally muscular, the whole 9 yards.
Had it all.
But the guy was also a bit fond of the couch.
Oh, no.
Like, serious potential.
Wow.
But because he didn't put in the work, he never really reached what he could have.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, right?
It is.
Of nature without nurture.
Yeah.
Like having a Lamborghini
Yeah.
parked in the garage, never taking it out for a spin.
Exactly. You got to take it out.
You got to experience the power. That's such a great analogy. It really speaks to that idea that we all have this
You do, right?
unique potential. And it's up to us to figure out how to unlock it.
Absolutely.
The right kind of effort.
Yeah. And it makes it feel very empowering, It's not about
It does.
comparing ourselves to others.
Right.
It's about, okay, what have I got? What can I do with it?
Yeah, optimizing what we've got.
Yeah, I think this is where Sean's view gets really interesting. He talks about how genetics
Okay.
can actually influence not just your potential to build muscle,
Yeah.
but also things like your predisposition to injuries.
Interesting.
And he argues that if you understand your genetic strengths and weaknesses, you can actually train smarter and prevent those setbacks,
So are you saying we all need to go get genetic testing now?
Not necessarily. Sean actually emphasizes paying attention to your body's signals.
Okay.
Are you naturally flexible or a little bit stiff?
Okay.
Do you recover really quickly from workouts?
Yeah.
Or do you tend to feel sore for days?
That's really interesting.
These little clues can actually give you some insights into your
Oh, wow.
genetic tendencies.
So it's about becoming a detective of your own body.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
But even if you figure out all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you're predisposed to this, you're good at that.
Right.
It still feels overwhelming to figure out like, okay, where do we even begin with
Oh, absolutely.
a fitness plan?
Absolutely. And that's where Sean's advice on individual approaches
Okay.
really comes in.
Okay.
He believes there's no one-size-fits-all approach
Right.
to fitness.
Right.
It's about experimenting, trying different things,
Yeah.
and seeing what works best for you.
We could all use a little more of that personalized approach
Absolutely.
instead of blindly following whatever the latest fitness trends are.
Right.
It's about, tuning into our own bodies and finding what truly resonates with us.
Yeah.
Man, this deep dive is already making me rethink my whole approach to fitness.
I know. It's been eye-opening for me, too. And, as we were talking before,
Yeah.
it really hit me how Sean's book just, turns things upside down when it comes to fitness, you
It
know?
really does.
He wants you to think like a scientist almost, experimenting and observing how your body responds to all the different types of training and nutrition.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
Becoming a scientist of your own body.
Right.
It just makes the whole thing a lot less like a chore and more like a fun kind of exploration.
Oh, this is.
I think, though, for a lot of people, and myself included, there's this fear of messing it up,
Oh, yeah.
like wasting time on things that aren't optimal.
Oh, for sure.
Did Sean, did he talk about that at all in the book?
He totally did. In fact, he actually encourages people to embrace the whole experimentation process, even if it means, making a few mistakes along the way.
Right.
He says those mistakes, they're actually valuable, right?
Oh, interesting.
They're learning experiences that can help you fine-tune your approach over time.
So it's like taking the pressure off.
Exactly.
You don't have to be perfect from the start.
Yeah. You're giving yourself permission to learn as you go,
I like that.
And he even gives some really practical tips on how to approach this experimentation process.
Okay.
He suggests starting with a basic understanding of your goals. Do you want to build muscle? Do you want to increase your endurance or just improve your overall fitness?
Right. You got to have a destination in mind before you can map out the route.
Exactly. And then he says, try different types of workouts, Track your progress and pay attention to how your body responds.
Okay.
Like, for example, let's say you're naturally strong and you recover really quickly from lifting weights. Maybe you focus on strength training, right?
Okay.
But if you're someone who finds that they excel at those longer endurance-based activities, then maybe you lean into that. It's all about, honoring your strength and your preferences.
As you're saying this, I'm realizing how much of the fitness advice out there is really geared toward a very specific body type and athletic ideal.
For sure.
It's like everyone's chasing the same, six-pack abs and sculpted physique.
Yeah.
Even if it's just...
Even if it doesn't.
Yeah, like naturally aligned with their
exactly.
lifestyle. And I think that's one of the things that makes Sean's book so powerful. He's not promoting like this one-size-fits-all approach, right? He wants people to embrace their individuality.
And find a fitness journey that actually aligns with them. With their needs and their goals.
Exactly. Fitness should be about, like, feeling good in your own skin,
It should.
Not about trying to fit into somebody else's mold.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that's a message we could all use a little bit more of.
Especially
these days.
Especially these days.
It's easy to get caught up.
In comparing ourselves to others,
Social media. It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
These perfect images constantly.
Exactly. But, Sean reminds us, true fitness is about finding what works for you.
Yeah.
And celebrating your own progress.
No matter. How big or small.
Exactly.
I'm so inspired by this conversation. It's like you said, it's permission.
Yeah.
To ditch the self-judgment.
Yeah.
And just enjoy the process.
Enjoy it. Have fun.
All right. We're back, ready to finish up our deep dive into Zero Fitness Fox.
Let's do it.
Before the break, we were talking about that whole idea of really tuning into your own body and figuring out what works for you as an individual. What really resonated with you?
I think, it's how he kind of reframes this whole idea of limitations.
Okay.
He argues that instead of looking at our genetics as something that's holding us back, we can actually see them as like a blueprint that guides our training.
It's about working with what we've got.
Exactly.
Not against it.
Not trying to fight it.
So instead of being bummed out that we're not built like, that athlete or that fitness model.
Exactly.
We can focus on, making the most of our own potential.
Absolutely. It's so freeing, isn't it?
It is.
It takes the pressure off, trying to fit into some external ideal.
Right.
And lets us just celebrate being ourselves.
Exactly. And I think that's so important.
It is.
Especially today.
Yeah.
With all the
perfect bodies.
Images everywhere.
Everywhere we look, yeah. It's easy to get caught up in that comparison trap.
Oh, it is.
And lose sight of what truly matters.
Yeah.
Feeling good, moving our bodies,
yeah.
enjoying the process.
And Sean reminds us that fitness isn't just about, how we look.
No, it's about how we feel.
It's about well-being.
It's about having the energy to do the things we love, feeling confident,
Yeah.
And just, building a lifestyle that supports our long-term health.
I love that. As we're wrapping this up, I just keep coming back to that idea of having this personalized fitness journey.
Absolutely.
It's like Sean's giving us permission.
He is.
To just ditch the cookie cutter approach.
Yeah. Throw it out the window.
Create something that really works for you.
For you, yeah.
For your goals, your needs.
And he gives such great advice.
He does.
On how to do that,
Yeah.
Setting realistic goals, finding things we enjoy doing.
Yeah, listening to our bodies.
Listening to our bodies, that's a big one.
It is.
Experimenting, being patient, celebrating our progress.
It's like he's giving us the keys.
He is.
To unlock our own fitness potential.
And enjoy the ride.
Right. Enjoy the ride. That's it for this deep dive.
That's it.
We catch you next time.
We will.
With another fascinating topic.
Until then, stay curious, everybody.